Khamsin Untamed Oracle, and we're about to get into a reading. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to pull and see what message there is for us. If you're here, welcome to my channel. I am not your average oracle card reader, tarot card reader, whatever you want to call it. I am someone who has been around for a long time. And my whole spiritual awakening journey, twin flame journey, I made it public for the entire world to see. Am I a little bit crazy? Maybe just a little bit. But obviously you're here because you're a little bit crazy too. So we're going to get right on to the reading. If I'm new and I just popped up for you, let me know in the comments. I would like to say hello. I read all of my comments and I cherish and adore each and every one of you. Sometimes we ask too many questions, you know. I'm just in the space of allowing what comes in to come in. So let's see what's coming in. Take a deep breath. Let's go on a journey. Tanzanite, clarity. Tanzanite is for clarity. I feel like this card come up because first of all, I'm doing this on the day of the eclipse. Okay, the eclipse. Yeah, today is September the 22nd, 2025. It don't matter when you watch this reading, it's going to be timeless because I am also a white galactic wizard. So everything that I do has the energy of timelessness attached to it. But you've been needing clarity on something. I get it. I need some clarity on some shit too. I just give me clarity. Don't think because I'm sitting on this side that I always have clarity. But let me tell you, sometimes your spirit guides put you in a position where clarity is not coming as easily for you because this is a moment of pause. My shirt, it says pause and meditate. Hold on, let me make sure y'all can see that. And meditate. You see that? Yes. So take a pause. Take a pause and meditate. It don't have to be sitting still. I can already hear you saying, oh, oh my God, I cannot meditate. It just don't work for me. I have tried. My mind is so busy all the time. I get it. You know, I really get it because I am like a mixture of autistic and ADHD with a sprinkle of CPTSD on the side. I got all that shit going on. So I get it. But this is what you can do. This is like so transformational if you just use this simple, practical, tactical tip. When you are doing your chores, when you are doing your task, whatever it is that you have to do, that's your meditation time. If you're washing dishes, every time you clean that dish off, you're meditating. You're visualizing, you're cleaning things out of your life that no longer are serving you so that you're making room for new things to come into your life. And as you're doing that, this is a form of meditation, but you're also ritualizing your routines. Oh, yes, honey, I know. Look, goddesses, they take you into a level of consciousness and mindset that I have never found anywhere else. So when I started to do this, my day-to-day life wasn't as heavy. And look, I'm not going to make this about me, but I'm just going to say this. I have histamine issues, so I can't eat leftovers. Can we say bougie? Yes, my stomach is super bougie. My hormones are super bougie. They like, no, you ate leftovers most of your life. We're not doing that anymore. I need you to have fresh food every single time you eat. I'm like, how am I going to manage this? It said you need to ritualize your routines. I was like, wait, okay. I like the sound of that. Because, honey, to get me to do anything, if you spiritualize it, ritualize it, if you make it mystical, goddess, magical, I'm there, right? So this is what has been a way that I've been able to make 6 meals a day because I eat a completely different diet than my family. So sometimes I'm preparing meals for everybody. And this has been a way that I have been able to do this without being overwhelmed with the amount of time that's going into meal prepping. So yeah, ritualize your routines, whatever that is. That is your meditation. That is your pause. Be fully present with what you're doing because meditation is about being present in the present moment, right? And the gifts, the presence of clarity will come by you becoming more present. And this is a really good way to ease your nervous system as well. Because, honey, I know you've been craving a softer life. I'm sure you heard about it. And in the beginning, I felt a way about it because I was like, you know what? I don't know what these females did in their life to make their life softer. But I would like some of that. And it seems like it is evading me. And when I start to follow what I have been given through working with Goddess Embodiment, which I have a coven, you can do that with me for free. But right now, it's going to be free for like the next couple months. It's going to be completely free. Yeah. I told you I was a little crazy, just a little crazy. But I believe in you. And I believe in the women who are awakening high priestesses and healers and medicine women and kitchen witches and all of the things that we are, that the patriarchy made seem like it was evil and demonic. And it's the witch with the nose and the hat and just crazy, right? Like, we make the world go round. And if we're not in a good place, guess what? The world is going to mirror that. So you can have a softer life without changing anybody in your life and anything. So there is your clarity. Love that. Okay. I like where this is going. Where are we going from here? Where are we going from here? Oh, okay. That's what we doing today? Okay. We don't usually do that. All right. I'll take it. Libyan gold tektite. I love this card. Look at this crystal. Look at that. So, I mean, first of all, this one and the tanzanite, so beautiful. But we got the blue, right? So the blue was like serving me throat chakra vibes, okay? Like, okay, clarity is going to come through you owning your truth, speaking your truth to yourself as well. But then it follows up with the Libyan gold tektite. And this is like, yes, you're in the process of manifesting something completely different than what you think you're capable of manifesting. Stop looking for the outside to affirm to you something that's meant to be created inside of you. You got to believe inside of yourself, despite what's happening in your life, despite how people are behaving in your life, despite what's happening in the world. You got to decide inside of yourself that this is an internal job. This is an inside progress that I am taking myself through so that you can manifest without being overly attached to the external. Because, honey, let me tell you, I am the queen of attachment. I will get attached to some shit. I have a very addictive personality. Let's just start there. Okay, let's be real. And I get overly attached to things, and things expire, and I still be attached to them. Okay, we don't have to do that anymore, you know. So practicing detachment and learning to surrender and soften and just allow, that's going to allow you to manifest. Shall I say, womb manifest. Okay, can we get away from the man for a moment? Because I want this to be about us. And I want when y'all come here to feel like this is really about you. Okay, so I'm speaking to this feminine energy on this planet that has been through hell and high water. It's time for us to receive our harvest. Yes, it absolutely is. And you will womb manifest with your womb space, not with your mind. When you manifest with your mind, you're manifesting what you think you want, what you think you need. And a lot of times, because we are powerful manifestors, because let me tell you, if you got any drama in your life, you manifested it some kind of way, is usually with the mind. The mind is a terrible master, but it is a great servant. But a lot of us have not learned how to control the things happening in our lives by not controlling what's happening in our life with our mind, but our womb space. So I am about to say something that needs to be said. How often are you taking time to self-pleasure and spend time with yourself? How often do you do that? Do you make pleasure a priority? Do you make feeling good a part of your self-care and your priority? If you don't, or if you don't do it enough, baby, turn the volume up, okay? Turn that volume up. Be committed to it. Go ahead and get you some batteries. Charge up whatever you need to charge up. Save up some money for a massage. Set it aside. Whatever you need to do, prioritize that for you. This is for your mental health. This is for your spiritual ascension journey. And this is for your womb manifestation. Literally doing this one thing will cause things in your life to align for you. I'm so serious. Now, I would love to teach a whole class on sacred sex magic solo, okay? Because that has been a game changer for me for many years. And a lot of things that I was trying to womb manifest, it had this energy of, this is what you thought you wanted, but now that you got it, this ain't what you wanted. And I couldn't figure out why. And it was because I was manifesting from a place of despair, from a place of worry, from a place of fear that I'm not ever going to reach this goal or attain this thing. And so whatever I was touching, the energy that was attached to it is what was creating what was coming back to me. But when I looked at my pleasure bucket and my stress bucket was way more full than my pleasure bucket. So how in the hell am I going to be able to manifest anything that feels good to me? And I'm not even prioritizing me feeling good to me. Now, am I saying that always have to be some form of sex? No, it doesn't. It could just be simply you moaning as you fall asleep at night. Now, I have a tendency to throw out some real deep shit that you have to pay a lot of money for to get access to, like it ain't nothing. So just ignore that part, okay? Because I don't know how to do it no other way. It's just that I've done it so long, it's so simple. And so it flows out, so it don't flow out like all mystical and magical. And spend some time moaning before you fall asleep. Moan your petitions to the universe, and the universe shall beckon at your call. Maybe I should say it like that for y'all to get like how transformational these tips are. But moan that shit. I receive a softer life. It's got a whole different vibration, you know? So just use that, okay? Just use that. We're going to leave that there. It is only in the Coven from now forward that I'll be teaching these other things, because it's not for public consumption. And there is a certain level of devotion that the devotees that work with goddess embodiment must have to do this. So this is why I'm not going to make it super easy. I mean, it's free. That's as easy as it's gonna get, okay? But you're gonna have to find the link. You're gonna have to actually follow the link, and you're gonna have to actually do the 2 steps. It's just 2 steps on there right now. That's all you gotta do. And as we feel, because this is soft life shit, we not stressing, we not hard working. When I say we, I mean me. I mean we, me, and you. Okay, we're not doing that. I don't want that energy attached to it. When you come into my Coven, I want you to feel a level of ease that you have been craving. And that means that my energy must be in that space for me to be an anchor, right? So that I can create those vibrational waves for you to experience. And then you create your own vibrational waves. You see where I'm going? And we just make waves in our lives. And as we collectively, each individually, grid workers, wherever you are located, you're making waves every day. You're broadcasting something every day. And this is how women can reshape the world. This is how the new earth is being created. Yes, we on some matrilineal-ish. Yes, we is. Okay, where are we going next? Who is it? Isis, the goddess of transformation. She is the mother of gods. Okay, she's so bad to where Set murdered his brother, her husband, scattered his body, and she still was able to put that shit back together again. And not only did she put it back together again, but she went and got the phallus. And she said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to regenerate this entire situation. And I'm going to create Horus. And Horus is going to be a divine version of Osiris. He's going to be the crystal's consciousness on this planet. I'm going to create a sun. And this sun, yes, see, this, we got away from this. The patriarchy took us away from this because men are also great servers to women. But a lot of them are afraid to be considered a lame. They are afraid to be considered a simp. You know, somebody who just be tricking and let women use them. It's not even about that. If they understood the spiritual capacity of a man who knows that he must give honor, devotion, adoration, love, and respect to the feminine, it changes his life. Patriarchy tricked me in. Yes, it did. But that's okay, because I'm going to keep teaching, and I'm going to keep speaking on it. We on our way back to our throne. Baby, that crown, it ain't tilting unless we want it to be. You feel me? That's what we doing. So we're going to go to Isis, because obviously she has some stuff to say. Okay, Isis. I don't know, y'all have my personality all different shades and shit and facets. I really, before I get on here, I do, like, they hype me up and I do my rituals before I start. But then when I get on here, they just take me somewhere else, and I'm like, okay, I don't have no shame. We can go where you want to go. But like, ever since I've been doing these, y'all said y'all wanted these collective readings, so here we go. Ooh, okay. Look at this. I was just talking about her recreating Osiris into Horus, which is a Christ consciousness version of the masculine who is growing up, right? So this card represents power over 7 scorpions. It says you are being initiated into the magic of conjuring so as to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. Moan that shit. Then I just told y'all. Moan it. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy. This is the big one. And non-judgment. Let me tell you, we know that we can get judgmental. And most of the time we're more judgmental of ourselves even than other people. That's why when we finally do judge other people for some shit that they keep showing us, we be annoyed and irritated that they act like it's a problem that we calling it out, because we like, the other 1,000 times I didn't even say nothing. And then the one time I say something, you make it seem like I'm being unfair to you. Like, this is the same energy I be giving myself all the time. Let's change that. Okay? Let's change that. It's time to replace the judgment with compassion. It says you can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. You're being initiated. Don't let the overuse, oversaturation of all of these spiritual people now make that word mean nothing to you. Because if you're watching me, you are being initiated. That is a fact, right? Because I go through these initiations and they come to me in my dreams and do work on me and tell me shit about people. I ran into a kind of ex, you know, them kind of exes where they like almost left the friend zone but didn't quite. But I ran into somebody, and you know, he got some toxic ways, but I was like, it's been a long time, you know, I'm not gonna be judgmental. Hey, how you doing? Yada yada yada. Later that night, I had a dream that he had two faces, and another face did not look anything like the first one. Let me just say that. So this is what I mean. When you really do this work, even while you sleeping, they not finna let nothing toxic affect you in a negative way. And until you learn how to do this for yourself. So remember, you have the power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. Let me tell y'all something that a lot of people ain't gonna say. But a lot of us manifested partners in relationships who have certain toxic patterns simply to activate the conjurer inside of us. So, like on the old earth, we probably were hoping for a partner that never triggered us. We were probably thinking that our partner was someone who maybe had healed more than we thought, you know, and we discovered they had not done as much healing work as it seemed. And that can seem like a really negative thing. I made a whole course about it called Turn Pain into Purpose. And that course is about a lot of things. But one of the main components of that course is that I teach you, no matter what type of environment you in, no matter what type of relationship pattern keeps showing up, you can create an ambiance around yourself where there's a force field of energy around you and it doesn't allow you to be fuck-wittable easily. It take a whole lot to get me upset. When I say a whole lot, I mean a whole lot. And most people on the outside looking in would think that I be letting a lot of stuff slide. I be letting that shit slide past me. Okay? Because if it's toxic, why am I going to let that stick to me? I done been through too much. And there are too many great things that I know that I'm destined to experience and have for me to allow that to happen to me. So a partner who is emotionally unstable, or a partner who has fearful avoidant, anxious avoidant, disorganized attachment, a partner who is anxious, preoccupied with certain things, a partner who maybe talks about the negative shit that you do more than the positive. Maybe he even does that about himself. A partner who maybe lacks confidence in some areas. A partner who his wounded inner child shows up more often than y'all would probably like for it to. You know, all of these things. In the life of a woman who is meant in this lifetime to unlock the codes of her womb and become a goddess, he is an asset. But you got to know how to use it. It's no different than if I was to give you a quarter and give somebody else a quarter. Somebody else might use that quarter in a way to make $1. You might spend that quarter and eat something. I don't know what. Air, maybe. But you might spend that quarter and eat something and it's gone right after that. You didn't take that money and use that money to make more money. So it's not what you have in your hand, it's how you use it. And so when you learn the technique of ambiance, ambiance is like this energy that you feel. You love restaurants that's got this cozy ambiance, right? Well, you become the Om. Om is the sound of creation. This is locked within your womb space. We just forgot the technology. Like when I was in my past life in ancient Kemet and my past life in Atlantis, we used to get together and use our wombs, and our wombs would sing in these sacred, like, crystal castles. And the crystal castle would vibrate in alignment with the womb and the sounds that we were making from our throat chakra. And it would create and womb manifest, materialize, bring things into the physical realm. This was the way we did it. Now, some other ways we did it, but I'm going to give y'all that version here, because in the Coven, that's where I'm really going to talk my shit, okay? But we just going to do it just a little bit over here, just a little bit, you know. But that's what we did, and this is what we're coming back to. And, you know, if you notice on this picture, the little boy, Horace, he I don't know. He looking like, look, don't be bringing that toxic shit this way. Okay? So this is not always about the masculine outside of you, but the masculine within you. And this is something I have really had to work on, because honey, when I tell you I'm an emotional contortionist, I teach about that in the Term for Angels of Purpose course too. But I would emotionally contort myself to be whatever somebody need me to be to try to feel safe. It's just a learned form of a coping mechanism. I got a whole lesson in the Term for Angels of Purpose course about your coping mechanisms. Like, do you know them? Can you read them out like that, like that? I got this coping mechanism, this one, that one, that one. This is how much you need to know yourself, because to know God, right, is to know thyself. To know God is to know thyself. So you must know yourself this well, otherwise you won't manifest things blindly. And look, let me tell you, that has created a lot of heartache for me. So I wanted to know all of my coping mechanisms, and I wanted to be able to read them out just like this. But yeah, the links to that course will be in the description. I don't know how much longer it's going to be available. It's been up. It'll be a year in November. I launched it in November 2024. So I don't know how much longer that course is going to be up, but you know, if it's resonating with you, get it. Don't get it and sit on it. Like, go ahead and work through it. Set 30 minutes aside in the evening time, and let that be a part of your ritual, right? For you to become a new version of you. You want to learn how to be detached. I'm telling you, I would detach from some shit. If I see a sprinkle of toxicity, I'm detaching. I'm done. We ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm not being triggered into the old version of myself. I got too much to lose. No. So I gotta be my own masculine, divine version of myself and protect myself, right, from these things, because waiting on somebody else to grow up, that's a form of torture. Don't ever do that. You evolve. You wait on anybody, you be patient with yourself, but make sure that you're doing the work. Okay. So we got the Two of Cups. Okay. Two of Cups. Funny, I was talking about the buckets, but the Two of Cups. I feel like this card is coming up because collectively, a lot of women been trying to like heal on a solo journey. And if we're not in a relationship with somebody who can be on that journey with us, maybe you even feel stifled. You know, even if you're single, you could feel stifled. You could feel like, if I had someone to share these things with, to share these synchronicities with, you know, to talk to about these dreams, about these things that I'm noticing in my body that's changing. Like, I would be able to grow so much better if I just had that. And I feel like this is coming up. Sometimes it can be romance, but I feel like it's a sisterhood that we're like really in need of that. That is such an essential part of being a woman. unfortunately, a lot of women don't know how to get along. They are not. I'm my sister's keeper. Okay. Have I ever been jealous? Yes, I'm human, but I'm still my sister's keeper. I care. And maybe sometimes you could, especially with social media, it can cause you to feel away. And you'd be like, look at her life. And, look at what she's doing in her life and with her partner. Like, I feel like I'm missing out on something. It could be like that. But just know that people only show you the parts that are shiny. You're not seeing the dull parts. You're not seeing the rusty ass, creaky parts. They ain't gonna show you that. That's what I like to do. I like to just put it out there on Front Street. That's part of my digital shadow work. You ain't never heard of digital shadow work? Honey, use your social media for shadow work. That's if it resonates for you. It ain't for everybody because it is hard. Okay? But I feel like you've been craving that. And I feel like you have not been getting that. And maybe you have been craving harmony, mutual reciprocity. Maybe you feel like you've been overgiving. Maybe your cups are empty and you making sure that everybody else's cups is full. And then at the end of the day, you burnt out, you exhausted. And then you feel bad because you're like, wow, I did it again. So you've been setting the intention to change the way you do things and to grow, but maybe it's been, difficult for you to do that. And so, yeah, this leads to all types of conflict, unnecessary conflict. Some conflicts is necessary, but like this leads to tension. Like, be honest with yourself. How your body feeling right now? Let's just do a real quick body scan. How is your body feeling right now? Is there any area of your body that feels tight? Sometimes you got to move and kind of feel into it. Maybe your neck feel a little tight. Maybe it's your shoulders feeling a little tight. Maybe it's your hips. I'm sitting in crisscross applesauce. We used to say Indian style. Then they said don't say that. And then a lot of us realized, wait a minute, I'm indigenous to the Americas. I am Indian, quote unquote. But anyway, but when you sit like this, can you lean forward a little bit? Do you feel a deep stretch or do you feel an ache? Even if you do some spirals sitting like this, sometimes you need to put your body in certain positions to scan into your body and see how you're feeling, right? And so check in. This is not just a physical body. This is my altar. Everything that I put on her, in her, everything that I bring her to, right? This is my altar. This is my temple. My heart is my throne, right? My mind is my sword. My faith, that's my shield. But if I'm not taking care of the altar properly, and I'm going to be honest, most women that I know don't spend enough time with their own body. They don't. Not taking care of it. So I'm going to ask you a question. Now that you have felt into the body somewhat, are you using your body for corporations, for others, for your partner, for your kids, for maybe aging parents, whatever situation may be? Are you using your body to get things done, but you're not filling your cup up? Because if that's the case, I'm going to tell you the truth. You're not going to womb manifest anything that is a representation of the sacred feminine within you and the sacred masculine that wants to be in cooperation with you. This is not a solo journey. You're never alone, but when you feel disconnected from spirit, you do feel alone. And this is why sisterhood helps with that. And so the first thing that you want to do is actually stop talking about it and start investing time into the body. And in the beginning, it might feel like a struggle. In the beginning, you may even have shit coming up, phone ringing, people knocking on the door, just stuff happening, stuff breaking. Like, you're really trying to pull away and get time to do this. That's what happened to me. And I started thinking that I assigned a negative meaning to that. It was like, it must mean it's not meant to be. No. The 3D matrix, the patriarchy, the social construct that uses women as batteries. It doesn't want women who are filling their own cups up. Like, that would lead to devastation on the planet. Diabolical divine devastation. So maybe that's what it would benefit us to do. Now, in the Coven, 2 things, if this is resonating with you, okay? You don't have to book a reading with me. You can. But if you want to do the work, and when I say work, I mean the softest way possible. Because I'm not creating anything that's going to be overly demanding, because that's the last thing that we need. Shit, I mean, do we really got that much energy to even give to things? And in the beginning, you may not even have that much energy to give to yourself. This is where I come in. No other course, no other coven, nowhere else I went took these things into consideration. And I was like, I'm going to create what's missing. And this is that missing piece. So if you go to the link in the description and you join the Coven, the first thing is to introduce yourself. Take the quiz. It's a short little quiz that's going to connect you, because the goddesses, even though they seem like mythology and stories, they are very real forces of nature. They are very real frequencies. They're vibrational frequencies that still exist. They are energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, right? It takes on new form, and we are that new form. And so what they did was they used the mitochondrial DNA to hide codes. And those codes can only be unlocked with certain keys. But the keys are poses, touch, sound, and movements that you can use. So the affirmations, trying to mentalize everything, it doesn't work alone. And this has been the missing piece. And when I tell you, my life continually improves, I don't even have words to express it to you. I get stuff for free all the time. Like, so much stuff happens now. I don't even make videos about it. When I see other people make videos about it, I'm like, yeah, that happened to me like 3 times last week. I didn't even make a video about it because it has become a common thing. And I'm not special. I mean, I'm unique. You are too. But I'm just saying, like, this is something that anybody can call into their life. And so when you go in there, say, hey, I'm so-and-so. Let me know. Are you devoted? You know? And I will even do a clarity video. After this, I'm going to do a clarity video. So if it is you, you'll be sure that it's you. Okay? Because I don't want to waste nobody's time. And sometimes when things are free, we be less committed and devoted to it because we didn't have to pay no money. Please don't do that, because it takes so much of me to create this, right? And so the more sacred you approach it, the more beauty you get from it. And you don't have to struggle. You don't have to put so much effort and try to live life like a man, constantly being productive. I be laid up eating grapes and cherries like half of the day. The other half of the day, yes, I'm meal prepping, I'm cleaning, I'm content creating, I'm editing, I do a lot. But there is this synergy, this myot in my energy. Okay, I'm not gonna start rapping and singing to y'all. I got some music I'm working on though. Just let you know I'm working on some music. But because I like to activate through that Venusian creative energy and turn those rituals into songs. Yes, we're gonna do more of that. But after you do that, I give you a routine you can do in your bed. You don't even need a yoga mat. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If I got to get a yoga mat out and I ain't used it in a while, it's probably dusted. I'm going to have to dust it off. Then I'm going to have to spend time sweeping up the dust it out and dust it off and clean it up. And by the time I finish doing that, I ain't going to feel like doing the damn yoga. So, fuck the yoga mat. You can do it in your bed. That's what we do. I ain't making nothing hard. Ain't we been through enough? Honey, Yes. Okay, so next card. This is your self-care card. As if I hadn't already gave you a lot, but this is your self-care card. Are we gonna take this? Are we gonna take this? Okay, we're gonna take this. Yep, we're gonna take this. One of my favorites, lavender. Lavender. I love lavender. First of all, got it on my nightstand. Keep it on my nightstand. Get you a little bottle if you don't already have one. Keep it on your nightstand. I got lavender tea in the cabinet, in my tea cabinet. I pull that out at night. I do my lavender. I rub it on. I put a little bit on the bottom of my feet with the magnesium oil. Helps to relax. Like if you've been having some trouble sleeping, these are gentle ways you can ease yourself back into sleeping better. And but lavender is the frequency of the crown chakra as well. So this is going to help you get your clarity, you know? And in ancient times, this was used to relieve stress, for pain, to enhance beauty. The aromatherapy alone, the smell, I was talking about the ambiance, right? So I'm going to tell y'all a real quick story. Let me make sure I ain't running out of time here. Okay, I gotta get ready to go. Let me tell you a quick story though. So I like wash my sheets and stuff. I got a little spray bottle and I do the lavender and spray my sheets down. Like when I tell you I be ritualizing, you got to ritualize, romanticize every aspect of your life. So I'm spraying it down. I'm like, yes. I'm speaking my affirmations. I'm like, bitch, we sleeping tonight. You've been up for too many days in a row, getting a couple of hours of sleep. We're not doing that tonight. Setting the atmosphere, get that ambiance going. I light my candle. You know, I've gotten took my shower. I do my self-care stuff and just taking care of my body, just feeling real good, like putting that love into myself. I deal with a lot of pain. So, of course, like I'm working with lavender, the magnesium, helping to relax, do all of that, right? So, my partner was going through a dark night of the soul at the time. And when he is going through a dark night of the soul, he is just like super irritated about little things. And I think even the smell was like, it was like putting him in a chokehold, you know, but his ego was like, no, I want to be on one. And so I could tell he was annoyed and irritated. But then when he walked in and just got a whiff of the candle, I think I had vanilla candle burning. I had burned my benzoin. Did I tell y'all about the benzoin resin? Do not sleep on that. If my website go away, you go be upset that you didn't get it. Get some from my website while it's there, because I might just start all over again. Just destroy everything and start all over again. I'm really thinking about doing that. But get some benzoin resin. Benzoin resin is the most powerful resin. Even, look, you could have paranormal activity going on in your house. That shit go stop when you burn that benzoin resin. If you think you got some energies, entities attached to you, evil eye energy attached to you, generational trauma, maybe your grandmama was messing with the dude next door, and the dude next door woman threw some roots on her. They was doing that shit back then. Let's not get it twisted. They was doing that back then. And sometimes those things affect us. And if we ain't did no energy cleansing, cord cutting, we don't know. But burn the benzoin, set the intention, get rid of that shit. Sometimes that's some of what it is. But I had did all of that. I mean, I layered on top of layer. I was like, we've been ambiance this shit all the way out. It's been a stressful week. This is the night that I want to create this peace for myself. And when it hit him, it was like he walked into a wall of it. He just turned to a whole nother person. And I was just sitting back and I was like, I was like, I cannot wait to share this with my girls. I got to share this with my girls, because let's be real. Ain't nobody got no partner who's always perfect. I know the Instagram models and all the people, they want to make us think that. It is not true. It is not true. I be on one sometimes as well. So, but creating that ambiance, I use every layer, okay? All 6 senses, right? And with me being clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, like I hear shit other people can't hear. I smell shit other people can't smell. I be smelling shit in other dimensions. Look, I be on something else. So if I tell you something worked, with me being as hypersensitive as I am, hypervigilant, empathic, Hayoka empath, and intuitive, and all of this other shit, all these psychic gifts that people make seem like it's just so delightful. That shit is hard and it requires spiritual hygiene. So step up your spiritual hygiene and you can start off with some lavender, okay? And there are a lot of different self-care tips that you can use. If you into garden, maybe you a green witch, what my green witches said. You got you some garden growing, get you some. Get you a little garden and put you some lavender in it. Like, see, maybe you've been wanting to do these things and you just hadn't been inspired to do it. I don't know, but like, this feels like the time to do it. Okay, we're going to do one more. I hope y'all enjoying this. If y'all enjoying this, let me know in the comments what part of this is you enjoying the most. How is this feeling for you? How does it feel for you? I make it feel good for you. You know I do. If nothing else, you leave this video with a high vibration, because I want to destroy the 3D matrix. I want to destroy the patriarchy. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's that dark goddess peeking out. All right. What's up? What do you have to share with us? Oh, Kamala. Not that one. This one. Kamala Devi. Oh, I just love Kamala. Let me tell y'all something about Kamala. When Kamala first came into my life, she told me to buy an outfit. And I went and bought the outfit. Now, when I saw the price, I wanted to put the outfit back. And she said, no, ma'am, you're not going to do that today. You're going to buy this outfit because had this been for somebody else, you wouldn't even thought twice about it. And I was like, dang, did she just put me in check? She just read me real quick. I was like, okay, you are absolutely correct. Now, I know I might be making this sound like some super special connection that I have with goddesses. Anybody can have this connection, and this is what I teach. So if like you want more of this, the coven is there. The free coven. There is also going to be a paid coven in the future. I'm waiting to get more guidance on that. But like I look, when I tell you the stuff that's going to be happening in this world, I am not going to allow this stuff to pull me down into no sunken place. We ain't watching nobody stir no damn tea in no cup with no spoon. We just not doing it. We're not going in the sunken place, okay? So Kamala Devi was like, no, you invest in others more than yourself, and this got to stop. All right, so this is her guidance. We witness her beauty and all struggle melts into grace upon a grateful sigh. The heart softens into her protection and radiates peace. Her presence transforms frustration into inspiration, fatigue into replenishment, and overactivity into effortless attraction. She is the golden pathway of divine manifestation and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give freely and joyfully. Abundant divine blessings are upon you. The 10th of the 10 Mahavidyas, the wisdom goddesses, is the gracious goddess Kamala. Her presence reminds us not to make things more difficult for ourselves than they need to be. Sometimes the assumption of burden is necessary for our growth. At other times, growth happens when we learn to cast the burden aside, understanding that we will be able to offer so much more when not carrying another person on our back, so to speak. Or maybe that's literal for you. Sometimes a more graceful path evokes greater spiritual progress, which ultimately benefits all beings. Kamala Devi holds the wealth-generating life force, protecting qualities of preservation and cultivation. If we are used to always giving out, even if we receive a lot, but consistently overshare or leak our energy, she teaches us the loving art of self-valuing. This is not selfish, but self-care. When we care for ourselves, we show respect for who we are and what we have to offer. That respect is an energetic broadcast that repels lower level energies. and gives us the firmness of mind to set boundaries wisely while attracting opportunities and pathways for expansion. When genuinely good and true things are strengthened and shared, every being gains spiritual benefit. Her presence in a reading speaks of a divine harvest of success and beauty, created and protected of longevity and peace. Kamala is the tantric emanation of Lakshmi, awakening deeper spiritual understanding of the nature of material prosperity and spiritual enlightenment. Kamala provides many beautiful gifts in such a way that we learn and grow through the blessings. Tantra exists outside conventional religious practices and social mores. We cannot access true and sacred knowledge of oneself or the world when bound by the opinions of mass culture. We cannot find our authentic being within such constraints. Societal conditioning lacks the wisdom, generosity, freedom, respect, spaciousness, and insight to be able to bear the process of an individual awakening. That can only happen outside of society's constructs. This is why enlightened mystics in every religious tradition have always come into conflict with traditional figureheads in their religion. The Divine Mother protects the path to fulfillment, even when authority or bureaucracy try to stifle it. Be direct about your intentions and desires. Allow her to show you the graceful path through any difficulty by consulting with your heart and having the patience and willingness to see another way. Locking horns in direct conflict is not always going to lead you towards the outcome you wish. Kamala Devi brings us gifts of abundance on every level and through the inner sense of spiritual security cultivated. A fearlessness of heart is born. She is the lotus flower, the signifier of wealth, of such a nature that spiritual life is enhanced, not polluted. She is known as sattvic or peaceful and carries the energy of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and the planetary sister to Earth, Venus. These beings manifest gentle yet effective, enlightened, feminine activity for the spiritual benefit of all. This vibration is not common on our planet, yet its bearers can often recognize one another. It takes one to know one, honey. It takes one to know one. They have a mutual love of beauty, a respect for nature, and a deep and unwavering love for the divine. They also have a life purpose of embodying higher frequency energies than those commonly manifested in the human collective at this time. Kamala is often particularly healing for highly sensitive people who feel a natural energetic resonance with her delicacy and subtlety. Kamala is particularly active within the hearts of those who naturally fear there is a universal truth that cannot be constrained by any single path or opinion. These are the freedom-loving souls that believe in live and let live, yet devote themselves to whatever path they truly resonate with in the hopes that it can bring a benefit to the collective. They do not wish to convert or control, but to share their knowledge and wisdom from the heart because they have found such comfort and grace in what they have learned. When you receive with such generosity, you want to share the wealth. Kamala is assigned to share what you know, to increase love and peace in the world without trying to force or dominate another to agree with your viewpoint, and that definitely includes your partner. She asks for your unconditional trust so she can gently disentangle your soul from obstructing and lowering energies to help you rise above and shine your beautiful, peaceful light. Now, here's the invocation to activate this. This is so on point. Literally, like, this wrapped up everything we talked about in this reading today. Mata Kamala Devi, gentle and all-powerful divine queen, supreme feminine being without consort or constraint, goddess of the present moment, sacred mother of the fulfillment of innate divine purpose, you provide wealth to support the soul's awakening. After the fires of transformation and sacred exertions of will to conquer the obstacles, you are peace, assurance, comfort, and success. You are the divine harvest. You are the blessed final outcome, the divine fruition. I bow to you, Kamalama, and invoke your growing presence, influence, protection, and guidance in my life and in our world for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Ja, Ma. And just let that move through you. You can take this back and listen to this again. Now, I like to chant her mantra. The mantra, bija, seed mantras, these are Sanskrit sounds, Sanskrit words that evoke a specific vibrational frequency that you connect with. And so when you vibrate at a frequency that is a reflection of Kamala Devi, you then allow that frequency to touch things inside of you and inside of your life, which is what brings this change. Okay? So it is this. Om Shreem Reem Shreem Kamala Kamala Prasid. Om Shreem Reem Shreem Mahalakshmi Namaha. And you can just repeat that. And if you would like to, you can also search for the Lakshmi mantra, which sometimes I'm doing multitasking. So I may play this in the background. If I'm doing like my bedtime routine, I may play this in the background. If I'm doing my nighttime somatic, comedic, sorcery, full body routine that's in my Coven. I posted it last night. I'll play this in the background. And when you stack bija seed mantras on top of that physical embodiment work, get ready, honey. Your ass probably go cry, laugh, and everything in between. But those emotions need to move through you so that you can manifest with a clean slate. All right. So it was my honor to do this reading for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to continue to do these. Life and it's been hard to get to do this, but as you can see, I love this. I love connecting with y'all, and I would love to know, like, what's happening for you? How do you feel? What was you feeling when you first came into this reading, and how are you feeling now? Comment below. I'll put the link to the description. No, I'll put the link in the description to my Coven. All right. All right, y'all. Peace. I've been looking for higher love. I've been looking for